everybody, it's me, MrCreepyPasta, and welcome to the Dungeon Runners Podcast. Once again, this is a very special episode of the Dungeon Runners Podcast, which all of you will be happy to know about. We're running the Dungeon Runners and Dragons Podcast. We're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons on this episode of the Dungeon Runners Podcast, and this time we have 4 people instead of 3, which is wonderfully odd. I'm here with Matt.
Yeah.
Jen. The ever-lovable Barnabas Deimos. Yeah. And today we're finally doing what I said we were going to do 2 weeks ago that we didn't do. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons on a podcast called Dungeon Runners? Are you fucking crazy?
It's only taken us 3.5 years to actually get to the dungeon.
I always wondered why you guys are named this.
Well, I mean, the aesthetic is that we're all discussing life like in a mild reprieve in a dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Really? I just thought that it was a age-old callback to an old Skype channel.
You know what, Barnabas? I'm going to push your face out of the mic because we'll talk about that at some other point in our lives.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the Dungeons and Dragons game where we don't play. We all just reminisce about the secret world.
No, not again. Anyways, fuck. Look, Spike, set the scene.
Before the creation of the world's scar, the world was divided into the domain of gods. The Spark, Leviathan, the Titan, the Phoenix, the Ifrit, the Shiva. Each rules their respective section of the planet in perpetual war with one another. Then came the meteor. A rock from beyond the sky tore a trench through the world and opened the world scar. From it flowed magic unimaginable, magic very similar to that of the gods. With the secret of power revealed, the gods withdrew themselves from the world, and in their place, the great King Talon founded the city of New Elevation, a suspended city over the world scar that claimed the newfound spring of power, for man and not for the gods. King Talon united societies around the globe and brought about a new age of peace. However, as many years have passed since the time of the world scar, the magic that once flowed from the crater slowed to a trickle, and finally, it stopped altogether. And with it, King Talon's life slowed to a stop. His sons, Godric and Edwin, were left with the burden of the throne and embarked on their adventure to find the strength of their father. When they returned to a new elevation, Godric, the wiser and magically powerful, took the throne with no argument from his brother. King Godric enacted questionable laws, and from that point, the city of New Elevation held the rest of the world much tighter. As an outcry came for change, King Godric told the people of his journey into the caverns below New Elevation, and that at the end of that labyrinth was a single wish that was left in the power of the planet. He invited those champions from every region throughout his kingdom of the world to celebrate his coronation every year by competing in a tournament known as the Gauntlet, to be held just below New Elevation. He who is strong enough to reach that wish may enact any change in the world that he or she would desire. You, each one of you, Matt, Barnabas, and General, are one of these such champions. And you find yourselves in this very dark, this kind of dark waiting room. In front of you are these massive wooden gates that lead out towards the arena. A small slit of light comes flooding through, and you can kind of see the dust that moves in and out of the way of the light, and it just gives you enough to be able to see each other. And beyond the gates, you can hear the cheering of the crowd, begging the event to go underway. What does each of you guys kind of look like? Because even I don't know that.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the strongest of all of you.
Oh, that's me. Right.
Sure.
I am. Imagine just like a bit of a basement dweller. He's got greasy hair, bit of pimples going on. He's he's trying, but not trying too hard. Greasy face. He looks like he shouldn't be there.
I hate him already.
Okay.
And he is...
What's your name?
His name?
My name's Gaijins.
God. God.
Wow. I saw the name ahead of time and I didn't put that together.
Either. I just saw Jin.
That's why originally I called him Jin Guy, because I didn't want it to be obvious.
Guy.
He's got like an appreciation for Japanese culture. Like
Jin.
anyone, like he doesn't just like Japan for the anime. He likes it for the way the people, the food, the way they are.
And with a loud thump, one of the large doors comes falling inward directly on top of Gaijin, leaving the other two alive.
Gaijin not strong enough to move the door by himself. Trapped there forever. let's move down the list alphabetically. Barnabas, you're next.
Oh, that is alphabetically, isn't it?
Well, it's a short goblin with fabulous white hair. Judging by his weight, you don't ask. And judging by his age, that's none of your damn business. His eyes are a pomegranate red with touches of gold and pink and a little bit of a chartreuse around the edges. His skin is green and perfectly moisturized. He's dressed in a long overcoat that's every color of the rainbow with a big fur bolero that is also every color of the rainbow. He has on shades that are flipped up. They are pink with little frilly spines coming off of them. And he has a fan that he's vigorously utilizing at the moment as he stares at Gaijin with a very, very disgusted look. His name is Carlo Largix, the queen of wherever this place is.
My, quite a description of the fellow.
Christ almighty. Okay. And Jen, who are you?
Hey, born from a average family in an inconspicuous town from a place of nowhere particular, is a overall average man, brown hair, 2 eyes, brown as well, leather straps on his leather armor, overall dull, average height 5'10", average age 25. His name is John Strong, and he's looking for a challenge.
Nice. All of you can hear, like as the crowd outside of the doors is still chanting, each of you can actually pick up on the cheers from people who've come from your respective regions as well, calling out the names of their champion and demanding that the event start. And all of a sudden, you hear blaring. You hear the sounds of blaring trumpets and the doors, the large beam that holds them shut, being lifted off of it, and the doors pull open. The light from outside is blinding, but as you step out, you can see sunlight is coming from underneath the large plate that's held above you, the city of New Elevation, and the cheers erupt as all three of you come walking out into the center of this massive Coliseum arena.
Carlo is walking out as if, damn right, this is exactly what he expects, because he is the Majesty.
Can I throw some? So I haven't got a katana, but I've always wanted a katana. My mom just wouldn't let me have one, but I got a rapier. And can I just do some cool katana poses with it? Like, wah, wacha, wah. I just want to entertain the crowd. Can I do a performance check though? Can I just actually perform to the crowd? I want to show off my favorite jutsus. Okay. I roll. Oh, I got advantage. Ignore that. But I rolled a 17.
You rolled the first one. Okay. So as you're doing off your cool katana poses, you can feel the sweat, your face kind of gets hot because you're doing something that you don't normally do in front of a large crowd of people.
Oh yeah, dude.
You could feel the sweat going down, but you give the best performance possible, and you can hear the section of the crowd that comes from your regions all standing up and cheering for you, and with each pose, you can kind of hear all of them ha along with you.
Yeah, throw in some extra karate kicks too.
I'm just gonna come up the back. I'm gonna look out of the crowd and hope I can see my darling family and my neighbors and my neighbor's dog.
Perception check. Wow.
I don't know if I can see them.
Your
but
perception check.
I hope
quick.
I could.
Let's see. You scan the crowd. Unfortunately, too many people have shown up from your region, but in spirit that they're there, even though you don't see them.
They all just blend into the crowd, much like I did.
Carlo, do you come from an area of goblins, or are you just the queen goblin from where you?
So Carlo comes from an area of goblins, swamps, marshes. However, he left that life when he realized that it really cramped with his style and really fucked up his hair.
Understood.
And made a name for himself as a speaker and bard of sorts, with a proper way to get under people's skin in the cities. And so he just expects everyone's here to love him. It doesn't matter who they are. It could be Gaijins people, or it could be John's people. It doesn't matter. Everyone's here for him.
They are all,
and he blows them all kisses one by one, and also pulls out a small handkerchief and uses it to wave at people.
Jesus. The crowd begins to go silent from one end, from the far end of the far end of the arena. That's where you can all notice that there is a raised platform above where the others are seated in like this large bold dome. At this platform, a man in a red robe is being led towards his seat. Very frail old man, and the crowd begins to hush around him as they all notice him. As he takes his seat, someone carrying the crown for him holds it before him. He lifts it and places it on top of his head. This is King Godric. King Godric holds up his hand for just a moment, and the crowd once again begins to cheer for him. Although everyone can tell, and all of you can tell, not nearly as loud as they were all cheering for you.
Yeah.
The king, as he lowers his hand, everybody's cheers begins to die down, and he calls out, and his voice projected magically to everyone, and even carried down towards the arena where you all are. You can hear him say, "Thank you for coming once again to this wonderful event, this incredible sport, to see our champions compete for the one single wish at the end of the gauntlet." He has somewhat of a laugh towards the end there, and it breaks off into somewhat of a cough, and the man next to him begins patting his back before he turns to his speech. He says, "And to each of you," gesturing to you all in the bowl, "I have set a gift." And with a wave of his hand and this kind of blink of light and what appears to be some kind of powder, these 4 pillars appear around the bowl on the edges. On top of each of the pillars is a single chest. One of them incredibly ornate with gold and jewels and a golden chain that seems to be wrapped around it. One of them is solid wood, just a solid wood block that appears to have like one iron band that goes along the middle. Another one is your traditional type of treasure chest that you'd see in any kind of dungeon. And the last one appears to be a very plush-looking box. No visible locks or anything, but it all seems to be made along with this velvet across the top of it, all different kinds of red. It could almost be like an ottoman. And, of course, for all of you, he gestures to the crowd, before we begin the gauntlet, as it were, I have a gift from the far reaches of my kingdom. And as he raises his hand once again, the golden dust materializes into the center of the arena, and this large, blue, hulking being begins to materialize. His hands chained to the ground, but his muscles begin bulging as he's roaring and pulling the chains in either direction. It appears that they won't be able to hold for long. The old man takes his seat. As soon as this creature materializes, the crowd begins to erupt in cheers, and anyone who glances out towards the people from their regions can definitely see them all cheering you on in encouragement. At this current moment, there is no initiative, but it doesn't appear like you'll be stuck there for long.
I like to immediately dash toward one of the treasure chests.
It is held up about 20 feet off the ground on top of one of these pillars.
I want to go for the plain-looking box, the wood box.
So you're going to cut off towards the one that's a plain-looking box. You begin rushing off there, and it's going to be a little bit of either bit of a climb, or you're going to have to do, you're not just going to be able to jump up 20 feet to be able to grab it, you know?
All right. I'm going to, if I can, I want to take, I can't tell, can I tell from here if the box looks like it's, like bolted down onto the pillar?
You're going after one that looks like a regular treasure chest?
Yes.
No. Doesn't appear to be bolted down at all.
All right. I want to take a shot at it with my longbow.
Okay. And roll for your
All right.
shot.
I pray to the gods that I'll hit this, and I roll a total of 7.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
So you fire towards it. You're at somewhat of a difficult angle because you run right up towards the pillar. You fire straight up. The arrow misses the box entirely and appears to almost be going towards the crowd before it seems to be hitting against this glowing green magical barrier that keeps that's keeping the crowd safe.
Shit, why do I even have this? If I can, I want to see if I can take hold of the pillar and try to climb it.
Okay, give me an acrobatics.
Damn it. Not athletics?
Not an athletics, no.
Oh, I rolled a total of 13. That's not that bad.
So you leap from the ground up a couple of feet, and you do manage to kind of like wrap your arms around it, and just using pure like will and strength, you're kind of just holding yourself there like you're shimmying up a tree. You want to try going up a little bit higher? Give me another acrobatics.
Hell yeah, I do. John Strong, don't give up to one challenge.
John Strong.
More acrobatics? Yes. Okay, here we go. All right, rolled a total of
You begin
3.
kind of like doing that like a bear kind of climb, trying to shimmy your way up. and it feels like you're definitely making progress as you're like, you can't really see yourself. You can't really look up or down with your face pressed against it. But Gaijin, you're in a perfect angle to see as he's kind of shimmying his way up. He's actually sliding down the pillar. John, you actually kind of like realize this once your feet hit the ground once again.
I can't make this.
With a snarl,
Maybe one of you dexterous types.
Everyone hears a large crashing noise as the one of the chains gets pulled free on the creature's hand in the center of the ring. Both hands go towards the other chain and begin pulling.
Carlo, very gingerly and with a bit of a swish and sway, sachets over towards the pillar opposite from where John is, and he kind of the whole time he's giving side eye to the thing in the middle, like, oh well, that's a big one, but I think this is more important over here this time. Wouldn't you say, darlings? Perhaps we should get rid of that before we try and, I don't know, go for our loads too quickly.
Your priorities are quite right.
I know they're
I would like to take out my hand axe and prepare for battle.
Okay, you do so, and sheathing this hand axe that's a wonderful artifact or this wonderful antique that's given to you from your people and holds a lot of significance culturally for you.
Okay. I'm gonna give it a little kiss on the top. Mwah.
I like to think I'm still doing my katana poses with rapier and doing like these karate kicks. And as I'm walking past, did he materialize behind me?
No, it would have been in front of you.
Was it in front of me? So as I'm walking up, I'm like, cha, but I don't seem to be stopping. And I'm like maintaining eye contact. And I just give out the most weaselest, back down, or else I'll cut you down in my katana skills.
Just roll your intimidation.
Intimidation? Oh, golly. I rolled 21.
Carlo fans himself very aggressively. He's like, ooh, oh my. That's
Jesus.
I take a step back saying, oh, this man's serious.
I don't relent. I'm still going, cha, cha, doing air kicks around him.
The crowd even starts to die down a little bit. There's still murmurs and talking happening. It's very much like a dull roar that's still happening. But the green beast that, like, once you're close enough to him, and everybody else can kind of notice this as well, this beast is standing about 2 feet taller than Gaijin is. He's got like these small white horns off the top of his head, yellow eyes, entirely blue skin, stands that tall. But even like watching this spectacle, he's kind of like stopped pulling at his chains and just started watching Gaijin as he's doing these katana moves and kicks around him. Not sure if it's fear that's holding at bay, but it's certainly some sort of interest.
Can I try talk to him?
You can do whatever you want to do.
I just like, what do you want? Air kick, air kick.
He doesn't talk back.
Does he? Can my character do like a really terrible Japanese and go, ha, hajime mashita, ha, watashi wa jin desu.
Roll your performance.
Performance?
Stop talking, just roll. Yeah, performance.
I got 12.
Okay, so as soon as you start speaking Japanese-ish to this thing...
Quotation marks, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been learning off Rosetta Stone, so he's kind of bad.
He's just, like, leans down towards you and just roars into your face and goes into a frenzy, trying to tear this chain free from the ground to reach out towards you. Luckily, you're just outside of his reach, like, with one hand.
Carlo, as he's watching this from behind his fan, just starts whispering very, very cutting words towards the monster in the middle.
Is it a rolling for something you're doing? Okay.
And casts dissonant whispers towards him.
Is that
Look how fat you are, and your skin is absolutely like an alligator. What the hell is wrong with you? Nobody likes you around here. Why are you even bothering? Look at you. You're totally not good enough. You realize this, right?
God. Is that auto hit? Does that auto hit? Or is it, because I don't see any kind of save for it.
I am double checking.
Okay.
Your character's so sassy.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. So it's wisdom save. What's your spell save def? Oh, it doesn't matter. You didn't make it. So, unsure about where this is coming from. the blue creature becomes like incredibly even like its rage is just growing beyond the scale that it was. Looking in all different directions, unsure about where it came from. The only thing he can really focus on once again is Gaijin.
Carlo continues to point at Gaijin.
What?
With the shattering of metal, the final cuff breaks, and the creature reaches out in your direction, Gaijin. Everybody roll for initiative, please.
Gaijin, look out! My hero.
Oh no.
Carlo rolls a 20.
Oh, damn.
John Strong
I've got
rolls a 6.
8.
That's a 7 minus 1. Oh, Lord.
And the creature's got
Jesus.
9. Oh no, he comes before me. Oh no, I'm right in front of him.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Carlo, you are up first in initiative, my friend.
Well. Looks like I got to him. Well, as Mother always says, die, fatty. And he casts Vicious Mockery. And while he's at it,
Yes?
he uses his College of Whispers ability and adds an additional 3d6 points of psychic damage to the hit.
It doesn't hit.
It's in here.
So, unfortunately, as you're whispering these words, the creature seems to be so like caught up in just wanting to hurt Gaijin that the words go beyond it, despite even the magic you have imbued into them.
Well, I've done all I can.
Help me.
The blue creature reaches out with its hand that's easily the size of your face, and attempts to claw you across the center of your body. Dealing. What's your AC? Gaijin?
My AC is 15 and I've got 32 hit points.
Why's your AC so low?
You're
not wearing any armor, are
really
you?
terrible rogue.
He's a rogue.
Okay.
He's a rogue.
So the claw comes crashing down in front of you and deals you 5 damage.
5 damage. Ooh,
5 damage.
wait, okay. So, took a little bit of a hit, boys.
The creature roars, and as it does so, you can feel like the pillars themselves and the ground beneath you shaking. What kind of what you got for me then, Gaijin?
Okay. I start muttering and I say, I'm sorry, master. I must go all out. Just this once. And I start doing some like wicked Naruto hand signs. And then I touch it on the rapier as if it's like doing something to it, but it's clearly not. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've got no magic. I just want to do jutsus, okay? Like my favorite anime. And then
What's that?
but you know what? Can I do a performance? There's a crowd around, right? Because other people might think I'm doing something.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll for performance 21.
Oh my God. So yeah, no one else, but you're definitely the people that have that have come from your region begin imitating the hand signs as well.
Badly, I hope.
Well, they're certainly not in sync, and they're not doing the exact same hand signs, but they're all doing it.
I love it. And then I just attack him with my rapier. Jeez.
All right. So after doing all these special things, to imbue your rapier with what you believe to be magical abilities, you stab forward with it towards the creature, and it bends against his skin.
Damn it. This is why I need my katana.
I thought you called your rapier the katana.
No, I pretend it's a katana. Because
okay.
my mom won't let me have a katana, and I really want a katana.
Jan Strang?
What? My name is John Strong, and I'm gonna run wide and come from behind him and get his flank.
I see what you're trying to tell me. So
I'm gonna run wide and get his
back.
flank.
Okay.
I'll run behind him. And with a flick of my wrist, I'm gonna spin the axe in my hand and then come on down on him with. And I rolled a 14.
Okay. That's actually all right. So you spin the axe in your hand and catch it in a cool way that catches the light just above you and shines light downwards. But with this, actually, you could have advantage on that because you're flanking. Yeah.
Shoot. I'll roll another d20.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's a 19. I crit a 19.
Oh, you do. Roll one more. What do you roll for damages? D8? D6?
1d6.
Oh, D6.
Dang.
With the focus that he has on, God, the focus that he
Wait, I can reroll once.
Okay.
Reroll.
Has on
1d6.
Gaijin. He doesn't notice. Jesus Christ. He doesn't notice you coming up from behind. So that gives you a perfect chance to strike at him between his shoulder blades. The axe finds purchase there, and red blood goes trickling down the blue skin.
How dare you attack Gaijin? He's the bravest of all of us. And I'm going to come at him again with the same hand axe.
All right, so you pull it free with a. It comes free, and you cut into him once again. Not at the exact same spot, however, it does still leave another large scar. He howls in pain. You could see him kind of reaching towards the wound, but from the direct middle of his shoulder blades, he's not able to touch it or grab for it. He's kind of stuck dancing between the two of you, unsure about which one to attack. Carlo.
He pops up his fan and immediately, staring at the creature in the center, goes, and casts Tasha's hideous laughter.
He's
shit.
not laughing. In fact, like, some would say that he's gone completely without noticing you at this point.
I am confused. Actually, Carlo just sits there, just a bit confused, and stares. He actually just stares at his fan, glares at it, tosses it aside, and pulls out a different one.
Wait, magic's invisible, right? Does he even know if he's like shooting anything, or does he think he's firing duds at this point?
I mean, magic's invisible, so he's just figuring. He's making his saving throw. He's resisting my abilities. Clearly, I have the wrong fan for this because it's all about appearances. And he pops the fan, and it just says "Yes, Daddy" on it.
Oh,
Jeez. No.
as he's like reaching to, as the creature's reaching towards that mark on its back, he does make eye contact with you, John, and swings a big meaty claw in your direction.
Ha.
Is that? I'm assuming that hits.
Yeah, of course it hits. I have an AC of 12.
God, nobody's wearing armor, are they?
I have leather armor. That's why I'm at 12.
Shit.
How am I on 15 and I'm the rogue?
I don't have dex. The armor class is based on your dex.
Oh, hell yeah, dog.
Yep.
Okay, your boy's a good rogue.
And
But
for the
they,
record, Carlo has 14 with his armor.
With the
I have a -1 in my dex.
Oh god. Yeah, it deals you 6 damage total.
Gaijin, finish the job.
You can feel like hot breath on you as he draws closer and closer, wanting to crush you with his big meaty meat pieces.
You like that, wouldn't you?
This isn't as romantic as I thought it was going to be.
Is my rapier broken? Is it like kinked?
It is kinked, but you can still use it.
Or do I have I should have a short sword, right?
Sure. I don't know what
I'm
you have
gonna-
in your character.
I've got a short sword. It's a bit weaker, but you know what? I'm going to assume the rapier is probably weaker, being, half a sword at this point. It's a bit of a dink on it.
Like Carlos said, it is all about appearances.
What's the short? There's a katana. What's the shorter one? Is it Tanto?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I pull
I
it
think
out
so.
and I go, I can't believe I have to resort to my Tanto, and then stab it like, ooh, and I rolled a 20.
Oh shit!
Oh my god. Okay. With that,
And I mutter the Amewa Shindere.
are you using the one skill you have, or
No, it's just no, I can't. I don't have advantage.
yes, you do.
You do. I'm flanking.
You're flanking.
Do
you have
I?
advantage. Yes.
I can sneak attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll throw in an extra little sneaky attacky pool at 3d6 damage, right?
Yeah.
For an extra 8 because I rolled like ass.
Okay. So after you've pulled your short sword free of the monster's flesh, more this blood begins like pooling on the sword, dropping down to your hand. The monster continues to move back and forth and drops down to one knee. From the large size that it was, standing 2 feet above you, it begins to shrink smaller and smaller till it's almost the size of a child, and begins to glow for just a moment before evaporating into that same glowing dust that it had come from.
Is there still blood on my blade?
No.
Can I still lick the back of the blade anyway and then sheath it?
I'm not going to tell you no, but I'm not going to.
Can I roll a performance for it too for the audience?
Sure.
Sam, this is a show, okay?
Yeah, I know.
I rolled 11 on my tongue licky swordy tanto.
All right. So you do kind of like nick your tongue a bit, but you just like don't show it to anybody.
Yeah, dude, I played
The
that
crowd
off.
themselves didn't notice though.
Carlo comes out from... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I want to approach Gaijin and tell him, "Hey, man, good job out there. You're the best of us." And I want to like extend my hand in appreciation.
I do like an anime pose and go, I know.
Is he gonna take my hand, or is he just gonna
Just a
firm handshake?
Like a JoJo handshake, like a posy one.
Carlo walks out, says, "Ladies and gentlemen, look at what I've brought before you. These strong, strapping men. Anyways, they have done such wonderful things already in the very first round. Just look at them. Even with this one's inabilities, they are wonderful. And they just needed my inspirations to keep them going. Remember that, Carlo Logix, the queen of wherever we are."
Can you roll performance for me?
I hope you fail. I hope you fail so hard. I hope you roll a 1.
The crowd goes wild for you. And even like looking up towards where King Godric is, he is slowly applauding you as well.
And I... Wait a minute. I know he didn't bring me here. I'm just gonna stare at him like, who is this fellow? And when did he enter the arena?
He did enter the arena first.
Yeah, but it feels like he didn't do anything.
Where was he during that fight?
He didn't do anything. He stood behind the pillar the whole time. And he's the one that threw the first blow.
I've got like wicked climbing abilities with my dude. Can I do some wicked Naruto hand signs and just kind of run up the pillar, like scurry up like a spider monkey up, like?
Or which one do you want to go for first? Each thing does hold something different, so I need to know.
John Strong's gone for the plain wood one.
Mm-hmm.
What did?
Okay, so there's one that's made with gold. There is one that's made of gold and jewels. One that's very plush and velvety. One that is a solid wood block, and one that is a common treasure chest.
Which one did Carlo look like he was going towards? Because I don't want to take ones that these guys were next to.
Carlo was going for the plush one.
Oh boy, I'm going to go for the gold daddy one.
Okay, so you go for the gold daddy one.
Make sure to wear protection if you're going to be climbing a pole.
Jesus.
Throw out some
Roll your acrobatics for me, please.
Acrobatics?
Yes.
Does it get a buff with Naruto hand signs?
No.
I rolled 11.
Yeah, you did. So the you do kind of like run your way up a little bit, but you kind of have to struggle a bit. When you make it to the top, you are able to see this golden chest. It's like a golden chest. It has a gold chain all the way around it, and there's like there's a lock that's holding it shut.
Is it sleight of hand to unlock it?
Yeah, you can roll sleight of hand.
Okay, I'll roll, and I get a 12.
Yeah. So you being a rogue, using your thieves' tools, you just kind of fiddle with the lock for a second, but it unlocks, and inside of it.
Wait, as I open it, can I go na 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 like the Zelda thing?
No, you can't do that,
dude. I'm doing that.
No, you can't do that. Actually,
I'm doing
that's a
that,
thing.
dude.
I'm not allowing you to do.
I just said it, so it's done.
God. Okay. Inside of it, you find an incredibly large two-handed axe. This axe has gold across the blade. That kind of shows off the emblem of the kingdom.
Oh yeah, a new katana.
Yeah, I put it into your
push it around.
I put it into your journal. It's incredibly heavy.
Carlo just looks up at the big plush ottoman and just stares at it, expecting it to fall down.
Okay.
I want to prepare my calves. I want to rub them, do a couple squats, take out my hand axe. I want to jump at the pillar and use the hand axe for like a climbing tool, basically.
Give me your roll with advantage then.
Acrobatics still?
Yes.
Damn it, why can't I get athletics?
You know what? If you want to, I'll give you athletics.
Yes! I rolled a total of 23. That's a 19 plus 4.
So with actually very, very much ease, you're able to stick that hand axe into the pillar, pull yourself up, and with another good handhold, you climb the entire thing all the way to the top. Inside of this common chest, you find that it is not locked.
All right. I just I use the edge of the blade of the hand axe and open it up.
Okay. I'm about to drop this in here, and you'll be able to see what you actually do find.
Sure hope there's not a tiny man in there.
That'd be amazing. Actually, I wish there was. General round. There you go. That's, I don't know if that's showing up for you, but it should show up inside the handouts.
Handouts.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Ooh, I see.
So, Carlo, when you were just waiting for it to move down for you, you didn't actually do anything, did you?
Nope. He just stood there, stared up at it, with completely expecting it to fall down.
Okay.
If it doesn't come down after people get theirs, then he's going to give up and actually try and climb.
Okay. I was going to be like, because I wasn't sure if you would cast something, I just didn't see it, or if you were...
Rolled a 15.
Okay. That's enough. Like, so, I mean, you're being very careful as you climb, making sure that you don't actually ruffle any of your clothing or get yourself dirty, but you do make it up towards the plush box. The plush box itself does not appear to have any kind of lock on it at all. When you open up the box, you find six different bottles. And I'm just going to put this onto a handout for you to be able to look at, and you can be able to edit it on your own too. But bottles. You find 3 red bottles and 3 blue bottles, which I don't even know if you guys can use the blue bottles. But you instantly recognize these. The red bottles are larger healing potions, and the blue bottles are mana potions that are able to restore 1 spell slot of any level.
Well, I guess I'll be drinking the 3 blue bottles at some point.
Instantly, just drink them right now. Drink them down.
Look at this Gatorade. I want to respectfully pick up the blade end from end, one on the hilt and one on the end of the blade, and lift it out of the box.
Okay, you do.
Hold it and admire it in the sun for one moment.
You do. The weapon itself is so sharp it seems to almost slice the sunlight.
My God, but this weapon here, it's beautiful, but it's meant for another. I look longingly and distantly at our friend Gaijin.
Why longingly? Why?
Because he's far away.
I get it.
I jump on down and land in a cool guy pose and beckon my friend Gaijin to come on down with me. My friend, come down. I have something for you.
What is it?
I display in my hand, reflect the sun just a bit, a masterwork katana.
Kakui!
Take it away from him.
Oh, I trade you.
You fought hard.
I've got
You
this
deserve
axe.
this.
It's too heavy for me.
I will gladly take that off your hands, my friend.
Thank you.
Swap these.
I hand over the blade, kneeling down on one knee and holding it up.
Jesus Christ.
I hold it in the air, both at my people to make them happy for me, but also jealous. That
Everyone
I
seems
got
to be loving
a
this spectacle
katana.
in the crowd.
Oh my gosh, dude! I think my character's. I think I'm done. Like, I think this is pretty much. I'm happy.
I want to pick up the hand axe, or what is it? A battle axe? You said?
Yeah, it's. I put it in your inventory. It is a 2-handed giant slayer's axe. Is what it is.
Ooh, shit.
I put the stats on there. You're climbing up. So for the last
Yep.
one, Carlo, what you do when you do climb it, you do find that it is a solid wooden block. Doesn't appear to be any way to just open it up.
He kicks it off the pedestal.
Okay. It goes crashing down to the ground, and when it kind of splinters when it hits the ground, and inside of it you see this magnificent pimp hat. One large curling feather that comes off of it.
What color is it? Because that's important.
Purple.
I feel slightly singled out here. He's gonna climb down. He's gonna have a very dejected sigh as he looks at it. He just glares for a bit, looks at the feather, and just says, "It's probably not even real Griffin."
There you go, Barney. I just put it into your.
I was like, Spike, I need this to be able to use the battle
I can just throw it on your character if you want.
Yeah, I would like to equip it if possible. Is it a two-handed,
It is a two-handed,
axe?
yes.
All right, and then I guess I have to unequip my shield, which gets rid of that +2 to my AC.
Oh my gosh, you're squishy as heck.
Ooh.
I am now down to armor class of 10.
Oh, yeah.
I need to heal. Is there an easy way to heal?
Well,
You want to rest for an hour?
We could rest for an hour. And while doing so, Carlo can sing for you.
But the crowd's just going to stare at us for an hour.
While he's singing.
While he's singing, he is singing.
Oh, sing to the crowd then.
Yeah, and he will be singing a song of rest.
I'll also give you guys this. So inside of the alternate, well, as you like lift up the hat.
Mhm.
Actually, no, I won't give you this. You see what the hat is.
You know what? Fuck you
You
guys.
see what the hat is, okay? You use the hat if you want to use the hat.
Oh, I just realized. Oh, it's a handout.
Yeah, your hand up.
So it says, Hat of Request. Grant request. The hat has 3 charges. The user makes a request to the hat in the form of a spoken rhyming couplet. That's original. The request can be for anything the user wishes. A way to reach a higher up window, for their enemies to be trapped in a cage, or for a way into a restricted room, etc. The hat can grant the request of the user, but it may not be in the way the user wishes.
Yes.
The DM determines how the request is granted by the hat. So it's a
Oh.
hat of wishes.
Cool. That sounds
It is
like
a sentient,
team version of a
sentient hat.
yeah. Sounds like a team version of the Deck of Many Things,
Yeah.
or also known as the lame version.
I'll let you know this. So after you've all retrieved your trinkets, all retrieved your gifts, should I say, the king raises from his seat once again, and while raising both of his hands, requests that the game begins. A stairway begins to kind of thunk, 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 open to the ground below you, or the ground before you, not below you, that sinks off into the darkness. Everyone in the crowd above you, you can see, starts moving their hands in somewhat of a circular pattern, and a portal kind of appears before them, a viewing portal that lets them see their hero of choice. Many of them, you can see, has Carlo that they're looking at this point, as he I'm not sure wears, but has his hat with him. Many of those from Gaijins area are all watching him. And John, you can actually, at this point, you can make out where your family is watching you, because they all seem to be sharing one single viewport.
I just want to pound my chest and do like the soldier salute. Be like, I'll make you proud.
Well, I knew I was going to be going down somehow today.
Ever since receiving this katana, my demeanor's kind of changed. Like, I've gone from like being all like posy and stuff to more of like, like Samurai Jack, how he's really cool. I'm kind of cool collected. Like, I'm holding this thing. It's not like tied onto me, but I'm holding the sheath in one hand, and I've just got this really strong samurai pose.
Oh, right. Are you still greasy?
Very greasy, very sweaty. In fact, there's probably blood on me too. You know what? There's probably, if there is a stat, it'll be negative in terms of hygiene.
Okay.
Smash player, huh?
Wow.
Cut that out. Hey, so are they gonna let us do the hour rest, or are they shooing us off?
So they've opened the gate and then asked for the event to begin, but I mean, like, it's up to you.
No, we shouldn't keep the crowd waiting. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I can sing them a song of my people.
There is actually like
hey.
a certain amount of people at this point, because like with the portals, they can hear your discussions that are cheering for Carlo to sing.
See?
Hey, give to the crowd what they desire.
I sit cross-legged with my katana across my lap, and I go in this like meditative pose.
I would like to spend a minute of this rest trying to figure out the mechanism in which is in my giant slayer's axe.
Okay.
What am I?
As Carlo's singing, everybody can, and you guys take your short rest. If you're spending a hit die, you gain an additional 1d6 hit points back from his Song of Rest.
Good, because I rolled a 1 on my first hit die.
And his Song of Rest is the equivalent of my humps.
Oh God. Well,
Hey, I'm back at full.
judging from the role you have for your performance, by the end of it definitely is invigorating to everybody there, and it
He's really getting into it and really showing off his non-existent chest.
Everyone in the crowd is almost singing along with him by this point. There's women in the crowd with tears in their eyes from how rousing the performance is.
I didn't figure
No,
out
you
my
didn't.
mechanism.
In fact, like as far as you're concerned, like the mechanism probably wasn't there. It's just something you'd long since heard of.
I'll give this another look at some future point. We rest
The rest,
quietly.
Gaijin, did you heal already?
Yes.
Did not.
I rolled a hit dice and I got a crit success.
And you're just gonna heal up those 5 you took before.
Yeah, I healed 9, so I'm like, okay, I'm full. 32. Can I just silently walk towards the stairs? I'm just all cool, like full on, anime protagonist, but like the silent kind.
No.
As Gaijin takes off, I'm going to notice that he's leaving, and then stand up myself, be like, "Aye, Gaijin, you're quite strong, but I don't believe you can do this yourself. Let's journey this together." Yes.
Hi.
And thus I
hello.
bring these two strong, strappy men together so that we can go forward and best this hole in the ground. There hasn't been a hole I can't best. Let us go, friends.
I just mutter,
Aye.
yada yada.
Yes. You've changed since I've known you. Let's venture onwards. Down the
Katana
hole.
can chain someone, okay? This just got real.
A hole contains one.
Jesus.
That too.
Everybody's continuing down the hole then, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And as you have continued down there, like you'll notice that the walls begin looking kind of like entering a cave, very rocky, uneven. But as you progress down a bit, they've actually become smooth, unnaturally so, almost as if they were cut in by a laser. Perfectly cubic area that you begin to walk through. And you descend to a point where you're actually rather certain that there's no way you could be beneath the arena. And you're walking for probably a good 20 minutes or so before does everybody here, can you see in the dark or can you not?
Human.
Goblin, I see in the dark.
Ooh,
All right.
nice. Ooh.
So after walking for a couple of minutes, it becomes almost impossible for you two to see because it becomes so dark. There's no torches that are currently lighting the inside here. Is you just guys gonna wander in dark or?
I believe in my explorer's pack I have one torch.
Oh Jesus!
I've
Really
got-
one?
A candle.
I at least have one.
Okay.
I've
Don't worry,
got a
guys. I came
candle.
prepared. The one torch.
Wait, I got a hooded.
I have.
Wait,
Oh, I have 10 torches and a tinderbox in which to light them
Okay.
with. Oh wait, do you have a hooded lantern?
no, Yes, I do. I got a lantern.
Oh shit! I have a
I got a
tinderbox.
tinderbox. I got a tinderbox too.
Oh,
I have a candle.
one of us can use.
I've got a what?
Candle and a hood.
What?
Dude, I could dual wield.
Your hooded lantern is probably better.
Yeah.
Do you have oil
I'll-
for such a thing?
You can wipe it off his face. Actually, no.
Seems
Carlos says
flammable.
that. Says that you can wipe it off his face.
Oh,
I
God.
use my
His hands are
face
so
grease.
sweaty you can't use the tinderbox. Just
Oh no.
I'll light it for him.
Do I need to
I'll take
roll
my
to light my
tinderbox.
thing because of my
no,
grease?
you know how to use the tinderbox.
Okay.
So you light the lantern and hold it out in front of you. It does light up the area enough to be able to see. With the walls so smooth, it actually does kind of reflect the light quite a bit. You guys can actually see like the walls are actually kind of stone. They're not just dirt packed it in. This isn't dug out. This is certainly something that was constructed.
My God, this area is quite refined.
Hi.
I've seen better.
Oh,
Well, let's continue.
Yes, let's
Uh,
continue.
does-
How about you, big slab of meat, walk in front while I keep my eye open?
I suppose I should. If you wouldn't mind, Gaijin, can I hold your hooded lantern?
Hi. Can I do like a squinty anime eye perception roll too? You know that
Sure.
little
And,
panel shot when it's like zoomed in on the face and it just goes across the face, but they got like the really concentrated face.
And Carlo is rolled a 1, so he's too busy staring at his nails.
I take the hooded lantern and I walk up front.
Okay.
I perceptioned with 11.
What were you
Not
looking for?
looking
You said, Gaijin?
I just want to see if I can like see anything ahead or notice any movement in the dark ahead because I assume it's very poorly lit.
Yeah,
Like-
movement you don't see. However, you do notice that probably would have slipped past everyone else because it does seem so monotonous of just a solid straight walk. As you guys progress, there is a fork that goes off towards the left, and like judging from the direction of the hood and lantern, and your perception roll, you notice that like that fork just leads to a solid straight drop down.
So yeah, I'll guys, there'll be a drop to the left.
Yeah,
Des.
not something that you guys could be able to have fallen down like on accident, but you do see that there is a fork that just leads straight down.
Wow. I'm going to carefully approach said hole, and I want to see if I can look down it. Is it complete darkness down there?
You're just like shining the lantern down, and you're just looking.
Yeah, like looking over with the lantern.
Shining the lantern down, you do see that about 20 feet down, it looks like it's hitting ground. More of the smooth stone that you saw on the walls.
Well, this doesn't seem to be a complete trap. It seems like there's another path. Maybe a quicker way to the bottom of this hole, but I don't know if we can risk it. There doesn't seem to be a way to get back up.
Carlo attempts to do nothing. Never mind. Oh wait, yeah, I do. Yes, he uses prestidigitation to create sparkly dust to just like glitter over the hole to watch it fall and to see if it just happens to touch anything along the way or if it just stays up in the air.
Ooh, let's see. It falls to the floor without any problem.
I'm going to examine since this cave is starting to get smooth, I want to see how slick it is. Is it like, can I get my bearings on it, or is it is it starting to get moist?
No, it's not moist. It is dry.
Not moist?
Not like I need to apply
dry.
lip balm dry, but it is okay.
My skin gets jealous.
What say you, Gaijin? Do you want to explore this hole, or perhaps would we venture down a safer path?
When he did his spell down there, could we see any further around? Because it's quite dark down there.
Yeah, it is still dark to be able to do so. If you can imagine, like, literally just set up with like Minecraft style, there is one cube that goes towards this hall, and then all the other cubes just seem to go straight down. So you can see like there is still something like more to see down there, but it's just...
I mean, I've got a rope. We can try shimmy down and see if we can see anything.
Aye, we could. Perhaps we don't really have anything to fasten this rope down. Is there like maybe a stalactite or stalagmite?
The walls and the ceiling, everything's smooth. It's just a perfect cube that cuts.
Wait.
Unless I can lower you down, I'll be able to hold the rope.
I've got a dagger.
Aye?
That I can just stick in. Can I like impale it into the ground?
It's stone. I mean, like, honestly, like you could probably like chip away and try to get it to stick if you wanted to. If somebody was strong enough.
I can use the blunt ends of my hand axe to like hammer it in.
Ooh, yeah.
Sure. Just do a survival check or something, or actually just use your fucking athletics. See, strong enough to just literally.
Strong.
Yeah. All right. So you managed to get it in there, which you feel is probably strong enough.
This seems like it'll hold at least one of you two's frames.
Are you big?
Well, I'm a hefty boy. I'm pretty slap a meaty.
Slap a meaty?
Slap a meat?
As slap of the meat.
See, I'm like I'm really skinny, 5'8", like 120 pounds. I'm a weedling.
Yeah, I'm 170. I think I put it.
And Carlo weighs all of maybe 60 pounds, but don't you dare ask him.
All right.
Is he saying this aloud?
Yes, he is. Actually, yeah. I
about himself
weigh
in third
somewhere in between none of your business and how dare you. But the important thing is that I don't weigh any more than I did when I was 21, which is only a few years ago.
So you're perfectly able to go down this rope.
Yes.
Would you kindly do so we can see if this indeed is another path?
Fine. You know I'm
That's
doing
a
this
girl.
because
Guy.
the king's a kilf.
What? I don't understand your dialect. You goblins.
So you can easily go sliding down the rope. What you notice, like, is just a few steps away. Kind of like brings you into this chamber. Nothing really more than just like a larger cube than the hallway you were in before. But ahead of you is a large door, but it looks semi-ornate. There's like some iron designs around it that kind of make it feel more than just like something you would find in a dungeon here.
There's
Hey, down there.
there's some door down here that thinks it's maybe last year's fashion.
Aye, then. It'd be worth exploring.
Probably, most likely. Most ornate doors are for people that seem to think that they're important enough to hide something, or that something important is behind them. But of course, it could be a red herring, like my thighs after a long run.
Jesus.
You know what? I'm going to roll acrobatics. I'm going to climb down there. Yeah.
Okay.
Carlos stares at it with his
16.
fry eyes.
Mm-hmm. You easily and nimbly make your way down the rope, just the same way that Carlo had before. And you're now standing in front of the same door.
I just like to point out, not as easily as Carlo was able to before. Carlo did it better.
Okay. Oh, you're rolling perception. What were you looking for, Barney?
And he's Carlo's rolling perception to see if there's anything untoward about the door, if there's any traps or anything like that. And he rolled a 20.
Okay. You do notice that around the edges of the door, which at first kind of looked like it was light hitting the ironwork that's across there, that it's not just like a reflection of light. It's not glinting off the metal. It appears to be something wet.
As I climb down, I would like to ponder on what Carlo said. Does this seem too good to be true?
Did you roll acrobatics real quick?
I would like to use my hand axe as I come down to give myself some support.
Sure, yeah.
So I can use athletics?
Sure, go for it. Okay. So at one point, the rope kind of falls, but you grab a hold of the wall using your hand axe and kind of shimmy your way down there as well. The dagger comes clattering to the ground.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shit.
Thought I lost this thing. Oh, crap. Now we're stuck down here.
I was going to say, can I still roll an insight check to see if this may have been a bad idea?
How would you have known?
I don't know. Does it seem too good to be true?
What are you feeling right now as a player?
Seems too good to be true. Just want to deliberate.
Gaijin, why don't you go
Mayhaps.
check out that wet spot on the door? I'm pretty sure that's the first time anybody has ever told you to do that.
Okay. Can I... Well, I'll perception. I want to see if I can notice any traps, I guess.
I lean over to John Strong and say, 10 gold says it's a mimic.
I'll take that. Gelatinous cube.
I rolled a 10.
All right. Being a rogue and seeing many different like traps and things like that, you do recognize it as some sort of poison trap.
Yeah. Cool. Could I try disarm said trap?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. 11.
All right, you're pretty sure you got it.
Pretty sure?
Yeah.
All right, guys, I definitely got it.
Good work.
Good work.
What triggers said thing? What is it you did? Whatever you did over there?
From what you know, Gaijin, like it's probably triggered when the door opens.
But coincidentally, I'm not strong enough to open this door. We need the biggest guy here, and I don't know which one of us is the biggest guy, Who's the strongest guy here?
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and just say, I understand. I'll take over from here. I put my fingers betwixt each other, pull my arms forward, and crack my knuckles.
Can I take a huge sidestep from the door?
Sure.
Cool.
I'm going to re-equip my shield for this moment.
Carlos steps behind Gaijin.
And I'm going to put my fingers between the door, the slot between the two doors, and just pull it open.
All right. You feel a click as soon as the door is all the way open, and a nozzle from above the door kind of makes and a couple of drops of poison come out of it, but it doesn't fire.
Huh.
Oh, geez, you're so strong. I'm so glad you did that because, like, I don't think I was.
Do
Was it stiff? Did it need oiling? I got some oil that I could do, like oil the next
did
door.
did I get it all the way open?
Yeah, you managed to get the door open.
Nice. Did I even notice the poison thing?
I mean, you heard it. You could definitely see it happen. But a couple of
Good work,
yeah, a
Gaijin.
couple of drops. Nothing didn't actually go off.
Thank you.
Successfully disarmed again.
Looking through this door, you guys see that the where the walls were smooth before, they continue to be smooth. However, on either side of either wall are faces that are carved out of stone, like stone reliefs of different people, different races, all leading down the hallway into the darkness.
This is disturbing.
Say that again, Spike.
There's stone reliefs of faces of different people, men, women, of all different races that are leading down the hallway.
Just their faces.
Just their faces. Their mouths are all closed too, by the way.
What about their eyes?
Their eyes are open.
Hmm.
They're all very large too. Like they all are about like 3 feet, like from chin to the top of the head.
Oh wow, that's
I'm
big.
going to take out an unlit torch and light it with the hooded lantern, so I don't use a thing from my tinderbox, and just throw it in front of me. I want to examine the faces, see if anything changes about them.
Nothing does. Nothing changes. Give me a perception check, though, everybody.
All right.
Actually, Carlo, you could do perception or history.
Wow.
Oh, well, you're fine.
I rolled a total of.
So, Gaijin, you don't recognize this because you haven't really paid that much attention to history. You've been more.
We're watching lots of anime.
Yeah, you've been more into anime. But John and Carlo, you both notice the first head that's actually you notice 2 different heads that are along this hallway. One of them was Prince Edwin, who is King Godric's brother, and the other one is King Talon, the king who came before King Godwin.
Huh.
Strange. There's royalty in here for some reason.
Yes, but why?
I don't know, but I do have an option.
Aye.
Create a silent image of the king in the middle, well, as far as I can, into the room.
Nothing changes. The stone faces are all still as they are.
Could I perception check to see if there's any traps with these faces?
Sure.
I have it start walking and doing pirouettes.
You're pretty
Cool.
sure there's nothing there, but you do enter the room then, Barney or Carlo?
His image is that silent image of the king is entering the room and doing pirouettes and wandering around.
Yeah, nothing changes.
And I rolled a
seems
5.
Yeah, you don't see anything really amiss. They're just stone.
Yeah, no, these
This
they look
seems
safe.
fairly safe. I'm going to start advancing.
Okay. You take 1 step into the room and instantly nothing happens.
I knew it.
I'm going to continue down the hall. I'm
Carlo
going to
takes
pick up my
steps
torch.
directly behind where John steps.
Okay.
I'm going to equip the hooded lantern to my hip and carry the torch frontwards.
As you're walking down the hallway, give me a perception check real quick.
I can do that. I rolled a total of a 12.
You're up front.
It's 10 plus 2.
One thing you do notice, as you get closer, as like more and more of these faces go, you actually do see a couple faces you recognize, besides just that of the king, further down the hall.
Would be
There are other champions that came before you from your region.
Perhaps this be a hall of fame of sorts, but had they made it out? Do I recall this?
No one's ever made it through the gauntlet.
But the king was here.
I put it there. I had this image of the king. How do you not realize this?
The face of the king was there.
Oh, the previous one who's
the
dead?
previous king is one it was. The one before the king currently.
But
the
previous king was here.
The prince who is also.
But he's here with the champions, though. Is what I'm saying.
Perhaps he tried it.
Curious. Did we ever hear of the previous king trying the gauntlet?
The king.
Is that something we would have known?
No, he had died before the gauntlet was a thing.
Well, aren't you just a bit curious?
Not in the slightest. I'm far more concerned.
For those of you listening, he rolled a 1 on a history check.
I'm far more concerned about why is it that the cat people of Rukmar decided to attack the bird people of not Rukmar.
As you are continuing this discussion, you actually reach the end of the Hall of Faces. There appears to be a little bit more blank wall before reaching another door, but interestingly enough, you do all see three faces that are definitely familiar to you. They are each of your faces.
Damn it. Damn it.
And
Let's say it. Better not be.
unlike the others, all of your mouths are open.
What kind of expression do we have?
Like you're screaming.
I don't like that.
Is my face thing greasy?
Oddly enough, all the others seem to be like smooth, but yours does have a weird sheen to it, yeah.
God damn it. How does this keep happening?
Does it have the pimp hat?
It does not have the pimp hat.
Okay.
I'm going to take my torch and I'm not going to step over where the faces are, but I'm going to just like reach over to poke at it with the lit torch. Specifically, Gaijins.
Okay, so what, you're just going to poke at like the stone?
Yeah, poke at the stone. I'm not going to step over toward it. I'm just going to reach over, like lean. Do that far lean when you want to get something, but you don't get up from your chair.
You know, like whenever you're touching like when you peel a sticker off of something and it's not still like super sticky, but it's got like that tacky feel. That's what it feels like.
That's
Wow.
Gaijin, you know
Yes?
what this probably is?
What's that?
I've read it in the serial stories that you seem to try and emulate. Usually in these sort of things, you have to stick your fist inside the hole. Now, I think that it would be important for you to stick your fist inside your own mouth.
Yeah? Wait, does that happen in anime?
Completely, it would totally make sense for a story that the great hero discovers that his great sister had a magical item stored for him, happens to be in the same spot where he happens to be adventuring, and that means that he goes in and sticks his fist in his own mouth so he can grab it.
I immediately run up to my face and go, "Then watch this, guys!" And I just
leans over to John Strong and says, $10 says it's a sphere of annihilation.
I'm going to say it's going to clamp onto his arm.
I plunge my arm in.
You plunge your arm in. You make it up to your, just about like to where your bicep is, all the way in, and you can feel something on the inside of it. It feels like some sort of rod.
I got it. I yank. I yank whatever it is. I try to pull it out.
Okay. Give me an athletics check real quick.
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
That's strength. You know, your boy got 17 on strength. You
feel a hard click whenever you're pulling it, and everyone can feel the ground sort of shift underneath them as if something large had just moved.
Oh no!
What did you do?
I'm gonna look back. I'm gonna look back behind us.
There's
It's
nothing.
stuck. I keep pulling. Can I keep yanking at it?
I'm gonna look in front of us. Can I hear anything coming?
You can certainly hear something moving beyond that door that's in front of you.
I'm going to move up to where my face is and stick my arm down it.
Okay, you likewise feel a rod inside of your own mouth when you're about bicep as deep in as about your bicep.
I'm gonna grab it, pull it.
You're athletics.
Yes. 6.
You pull as hard as you can, but it doesn't seem to move.
Carla, help! Grab what is in your mouth.
Carlo reaches in to his mouth and grabs it with 2 hands.
Okay, your athletics with advantage then.
You're
a small person with a yeah.
And he's using his whole weight to like yank onto it and just pull back.
You were like 2 feet on the wall around it.
Probably.
Like just trying to do a squat pull.
Okay. There's another ka-chunk, and you guys could feel something heavy again move.
That was not me. I want to remind you that is because I am a delicate palomita floating upon the wind.
I want to slam my hand axe into the side of the wall and then use that leverage to pull.
That doesn't make any sense, but sure.
Wait, why don't you just hit the floor behind you and use that to pull?
I'll do that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, give me your athletics check.
Advantage or regular?
Regular. But
hey, don't need it. Roll the nat 20.
When you pull yours, the entire rod kind of comes loose. And when you bring it out, you can see that rod is actually made out of a kind of a green jewel. Like you've kind of shattered it on either hand, but you still have part of the jewel in your hand. Another large thunk happens, and the door in front of you comes flying open with an incredibly large sound. On the other side of it, you see what appears to be like an ornate bedroom, but what seems to be just this large whip-tangling mass of tentacles, teeth, and an eye.
He's clearly here for Gaijin.
Yo.
As a reaction, I would like to just immediately throw the rod at him.
The jewel?
Yeah, the jewel.
Sure. Roll your d20 plus your dex.
So -1 from it?
Sure. -1.
Roll. Hey, I rolled a total of 2, which means I rolled a 3.
Okay. So you throw it with all of your might, and it kind of just smashes against the floor. And the priceless gem shards go in all directions. It does look very pretty.
Carlo just like reaches out to like nothing. Goes,
I stare.
Scene from Mean Girls, it just breaks the.
Exactly.
I'm staring at the tentacles coming from this monster, and I'm also kind of like shuffling awkwardly, kind of turning my hips sideways so you guys can't notice something. It's something weird. I can't explain it. It's just, I feel a bit uncomfortable.
Can we please roll initiative?
Yes, roll your initiatives,
Let's just say
please.
it's censored on
As well as
YouTube.
I'm going to let you guys know that, so in the room that it's in, it kind of is this mass on the ground of tentacles, but as tentacles move across the ground, it is able to kind of move or like shamble in direction. The floor below it is covered in, as well as a black and white tile across this floor. Like that's just important to mention. The bedroom is incredibly plush. There is numerous kinds of furniture that is around it. A very ornate a bed with a canopy, which I can't think of the name of at this current moment. A poster, like the 4-poster canopy bed. There is a mirror on one side and 2 doors within the room.
New initiatives?
I'm sorry.
Good DM would know.
I was more asking, but
I mean, you're doing the bang-up job.
hey guys, did you know that if you have a -1 and you roll a 1, it becomes a 0?
You've got
Zero
an initiative of 0.
Oh my god.
Barney, did you just roll a 1?
Oh my
Why
god.
is everyone
dude.
rolling 1s? Okay, I'm going to roll. Okay, I got 11.
It means you roll a total of 7.
Yeah.
So if I have a 0, that means I don't get a go, right?
No, that does not mean you don't get
0
it.
initiative.
So the
I'm just not included in this fight.
tentacles whip and slash in all different directions, but it does not move any closer to you. It does, however, notice you, and you can see like this gaping maw in the massive tentacles, these sharp teeth, and there appears to be drool and such that's dripping out of it. Gaijin?
I unsheath my katana and go, yeah, I'm going to turn you into sashimi. And I run up and do a slashy slash.
Okay, so you go running into the room. Give me a acrobatics save.
Acrobatics save?
Save.
I rolled 19. Yeah.
Okay. So you go into the room, slashing with your katana. Go ahead and give me your attack as you full on go face first into this Lovecraftian horror.
I attack with my katana. Yeah.
Okay. You cut a couple of these tentacles off and they go flopping to the floor. They're still writhing around before they kind of bubble and sizzle away to nothing. The attack deals a solid 7 damage. Carlo? Marco? Hello.
He snaps his fan towards the thing and says, "Ew, ew, ew. That is a hideous color."
The tentacles
And
kind of
casts vicious
wiggle.
mockery.
They wiggle like almost in like an embarrassed, saddened state. And takes a solid 6.
Well, I've done all I can do. He turns and looks at John Strong. After you.
I suppose. Was I able to see what it was that Gaijin had to dodge from when he entered the room?
You can roll your perception. We'll find out.
Sure.
Oh,
Nat 20, boys.
You just saw by just sheer luck, it appears that he was walking only on black tiles.
I'm going to recognize this pattern and only walk on the black tiles as I enter the room and not be able to get all the way to the beast.
Okay. So you walk on a couple of black tiles. Nothing out of the ordinary happens, though.
For the moment, I'm going to try and attack him with my longbow.
Sure. Go for it.
I take aim and I fire. I rolled a total of 9.
All right. So you fire. It goes directly into the massive tentacles, but one of them kind of like wraps around it as it's coming closer and snaps it in half. The tentacle shoves both halves of the arrow into the open maw of the beast.
Again, I look at my longbow and say, "Why do I have this?" I end my turn.
All right. This creature lashes out with all of its, not all of its tentacles, but a good amount of its tentacles, trying to grasp and pull at you, Gaijin. It should hit you. It begins restraining you and holding you in place and pulling you towards its mouth.
My cheeks turn red.
Your cheeks turn red? Hang on. One creature. Oh, never mind. You're just grappled. So it has you in its grip, and you could feel your feet leaving the ground as it lifts you off into the air. Gaijin, the way you're currently restrained, you do kind of have your katana, but any attack against it's going to be at disadvantage while you're in the air. You're going to have to escape using saving throw. Yes, you need to do, I guess, what kind of saving throw? It doesn't really say, does it?
Anything other than strength.
Anything other than strength.
It says strength.
Well, it says that you have a disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, but not which saving throw to break out.
Oh.
So I guess anything but strength you could be able to. I guess maybe dexterity you'd be fine.
I don't know if I want to break out of this.
It takes your action though, break out.
This is kind of hard. You know what? I'll break out of it. I'll try. I'll do a dex save.
For the sake of our viewers, please remember that you're being watched.
So as you attempt to break out of it, you are almost kind of like lost or like battling with yourself. Like, should I not? This is kind of hot. And you kind of start trying to struggle, but also you're struggling more with yourself than you are with the beast. Its tentacles grip tightly around you as it's pulling you closer and closer towards its eye and open mouth.
Help. Is that all I can do? Just go for a thingy, or can I attack?
You can with disadvantage, yeah. We'll say that's just a movement action for you.
Yeah, I'll attack with my katana swipe. Yeah, 17.
That's still pretty good, but unfortunately, the katana swipe goes right through the air as he kind of just shakes you vigorously.
Damn it. Okay.
17 doesn't
Boys, I'm spent.
Jean Strong?
Carlo's turn.
Oh, is it Carlo? Oh, did I miss?
Yeah, you missed me.
Oh, I did. Carlo, yes.
It's cool. I didn't feel like playing.
God damn it.
I wanted to go to bed anyways. Using his bonus action. Now, Gaijin, I just want you to remember that people are watching you, and if you let that thing eat you or take your virginity, which I'm fairly certain you still have, you won't be able to do spinny kicks and flashy sword things later on. So please do buck up and get out of that thing when you next have the chance, will you? And he uses his bonus action to provide Gaijin with bardic inspiration.
Oh, shit.
You sound like my mom.
Move out of my basement.
You sound like
Mommy
my mom.
needs that for mommy time, because mommy needs things in her mommy parts. And that sounds exactly like something Carlo would say. He viciously mocks the thing again. And as for you, don't you realize that he's only 18 yesterday?
I'm actually 17.
Don't you realize he is under 17?
Oh, you can feel like the. I forgot he's. You know what? No, that's good. He fails the wisdom saving throw, and he feel like the tentacles kind of slowly loosen a bit, not enough to really let you go, but you could just look at that. Nobody else in the podcast can see it, but you look at that icon on his face, that look of like on his face.
Huh?
That's literally.
He's slightly astounded.
He's astounded, and he's not done yet. Because he also uses his psychic blades from the College of Whispers. And the police are watching.
What is...
It
does extra damage?
Yeah, it deals extra damage.
like it cuts him like a knife, but emotionally. Deals him 7. Deals him 7.
And you're
cuts him
way
like a
too
knife.
old to be doing this, you realize. I hope you know.
What? Gone strong.
For my turn, I take out the great axe, the giant slayer's axe, and running only on the black tiles, I glide it against the floor and approach the beast and slam down on him with the axe,
Go for it.
rolling a total of 21.
Yeah.
Nicey.
You lift that axe over the top of your head and bring it down with all of your force and all of your force, strength, and the weight of it. It deals a fucking impressive 13 damage as it lops off many of the tentacles from one side of it.
But I'm not done. With my extra attack, I yell at him, "Let the lad go!"
Shit!
I roll a 28. That was a nat 20, boys.
He's feeling 15 damage. This time when you're attacking, you go right through the center of the mass of the beast. You cleave off a nice solid piece, and as these all hit the ground, they begin sizzling away into an oil. This piece that you've hacked off, though, goes right through the actual meat of the creature, and a large section of it falls off, like slides to the ground and sizzles. Thankfully, it is part of it that drops Guy to the ground.
Can I do a ninja landing?
Have at you,
No, you
beast.
can't, actually. You fall on top of, like, the sizzling bits, and the tentacles around you kind of sizzle, but they don't hurt.
You.
The creature springs out towards John this time with its free tentacles. I'm assuming that hits you. 15?
With an armor class of 10?
15, yeah. It grabs a hold of you and begins pulling you closer to its mouth. However, as it's trying to bite a hold, more of its flesh is ripped open from that wound that you gave it, giving it self-damage. It drops you.
It rolled a 1.
It roll a 1. Guy, you're up.
I start humming. Do you guys ever seen Naruto?
No.
No.
You know that one song is like. I started just doing that, but really poorly.
Isn't that the battle theme from Final Fantasy VII?
You know what? Let's do that one too.
What you just did now?
Dun dun dun. Dun, 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 dun. And then I am like, what's Cloud's limit break? Is it cross slash?
That's one of them.
Omni
Yeah.
slash.
Slash.
Omni slash. I go Omni slash, and I swing my katana like crazy.
All right. You close your eyes and you say Omni Slash, and you begin swinging your katana like crazy. And everybody can see you're about 2 steps back from where you should be to actually hit the beast. But you don't see that. With your eyes closed, you still continue swinging it, believing every strike is entrailed by a beam of light behind you.
Congratulations,
Dude, I'm so cool.
Gaijin. You felled the mighty beast.
Got this. Ha, yeah, yeah.
Is that all,
I think
is
that's
that,
all I can do, really.
Okay. Carlo. Actually, no, either way it would have missed. Okay, yeah, Carlo.
And he's under 18 too. What is wrong with you? As he viciously mocks him again.
My God.
Wait, is he speaking of John Strong?
He's just taking it like a bitch every fucking hit. The creature, now confused about which one is okay for him to battle and which one is not, confusedly begins turning between the both of you.
Carlo just sits there with his arms crossed and just looking. You are just an affront to Her Majesty. I'd like you to know that.
Is that it, or do you have another? Oh God! Oh God!
Psychic blades.
Psychic blades.
Now that actually does strike it quite visibly. When you do mention that it's an affront to Her Majesty, its tentacles begin to sag here and there. The entire body seems to start to sizzle into the ground, but it's still standing. You had 3 last time. You got one more? That's all you got in you? Got one more?
He's just and he just done.
Jean?
You know, he's right. You are an affront to nature as I slam the axe on him again, rolling a total of 13.
Okay.
Excuse me, I was talking about myself.
Yeah, slam the axe down, but unfortunately, as it's sizzling away, it seems to like parts of it that you were aiming towards has already melted and it's kind of clanged against the ground, has not made solid connection.
Oh man, I have to adjust as I pick up the axe and slam it down again.
Adjust perfectly. This last cut goes directly through what remains and cleaves it in two. The monster fades away to nothing, with an oily spot on the ground.
Am I still swinging my sword frantically?
Yes, you are.
Sick.
Your eyes are still closed as well.
Can
You
I
guys
roll
are out of
performance to
initiative.
see how good I'm doing this?
Sure.
I roll 23. Sure.
You believe it to be incredible.
Sure.
Okay.
There are two doors
So-
within this that lead out of this room. There is numerous sets of furniture, a vanity mirror that sits there with a few different jewels and trinkets on the the desk before it. On the vanity. There's a few different drawers of clothes and such, and what you all can see is what appears to be something or somebody laying on the bed, not moving.
So is there any clear path to approach any of these things? Is there black tiles be able to get to them, or are they all white tiles?
White and black tiles are basically like a kitchen or chessboard. You could be able to reach anywhere. Basically, it's just yeah.
I tell this to my compatriots. Stay on the black tiles. The white ones seem troublesome, which I don't know.
Alright.
Best to just keep to what we know. I'm going to approach the vanity mirror.
Okay.
Only stepping on black tiles.
Carlo is going to approach the bed, only stepping on black tiles.
Okay, give me a perception check, both of you.
Hooray! I rolled a 15.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah. Okay, so Carlo, as you approach the bed, you do notice that it is a body. This is definitely a mummified body that lays there is actually the body of King Talon. Just at this point, very much gaunt, mummified, not decayed, but has been here for quite some time. And John, when you look at the vanity mirror, you're able to see many different, there's a couple different jewels and such, a couple of gold coins here and there, and a ring from and one of the signet rings from the king. But looking in the mirror, you actually can see a young Prince Godwin leaning over the bed, looking down at his father.
What? I'm gonna double take and look back.
He's not there.
There's nothing there,
There's nothing there.
but he appears in the
Mhm.
mirror. Carlo,
Mm.
careful of there. There seems to be a specter,
Hmm.
a trap, perhaps.
What's the specter look like?
The young king.
Is he single?
I had not yet thought to ask,
See, this is exactly why I'm the brains of the operation.
but to tell you the truth, though, he does have a ring here.
I think it might be best that we don't disturb them. I don't have the abilities to give them release in the spirit world.
God.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the specter in the mirror as I back off from the vanity mirror, stepping only black tiles.
Good
Nothing
you
really
mention that,
happens.
like-
It almost appears like it's like a scene frozen in time. He's just leaning over his father's bed.
Hmm.
Yes, this may be a resting place that got disturbed by whatever that was.
Well,
A creature of many tentacles.
yes, but these things are trials and tribulations for us. They're meant for us to be tested. And trust me, they are testing my patience. Even though this is only the first room that we've really gotten into, to be honest, where there was a real trial. So, question is, why would they place this here? Why would they make this a trial?
To provoke one's curiosity, I imagine.
Perhaps.
To test one's greed as I gesture over the signet ring and the jewels.
Good prince and good king, are you prisoners here? Please show us a sign that you can hear us. And if you are single, please put a ring on it. And he throws up his hand, with holding out his fingers.
Yeah, nothing happens. You stand there for a moment with your hands in the air and nothing changes.
Well, even if
um,
they're clearly there's no spirits here, and if there are any spirits, then they're idiots for not taking me up on the offer.
Maybe they only speak Japanese. Sumimasen. Konnichiwa. Do they respond?
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving? Roll a 16.
Okay. So one of the floor tiles malfunctions and electrocutes you.
Wait, what?
I want to
Don't
assume that every
piss off
single
the
time he
TM.
goes into these
Doing you
Japanese
one
rants that
damage.
he's actually saying like goblin words really horrifically. Like, I want to slap your sister with a slice of bologna.
One damage.
It takes you one
are
damage.
there any noticeable differences between the two doors?
Between the two doors, literally, there is nothing. They appear to be the same wooden door, except one has a 1, the other has a 2.
So there is a significant difference.
I mean, it's yeah, I guess so. That's a significant difference.
Yeah.
Can I perception check on the doors to see if they're trapped?
Oh my god.
Yes, you can.
I roll an 8.
You're
The
relatively
boy's
certain. I
smart.
mean, like, you're relatively certain that these doors are exactly the same, except for the 1 or the 2.
Okay. Yeah, no, they're the exact same, guys. 100%.
My fellows, we have an important decision to make. 1 or 2?
Carlo flips a coin. Heads we go
As
1.
most important decisions are chosen.
Tails we go 2. Comes up heads.
Which one was that again? Is that 1?
There's 1.
Let's go. I approach 1, only stepping on black
Okay.
tiles, mind you, and I touch the door, and I push
Okay,
it
there you go. I was like, it feels like wood. Dexterity saving throw, you get a splinter.
Oh God, no!
The door opens, and on the other side appears to be a red carpet that leads off down yet another hallway. On either side of the walls is a mural that depicts wars that have been fought with the gods before the coming of the Great Creator, or the World Scar.
Mayhaps we can look down the other door too. What say you?
Gaijin?
Yes?
Actually, Carlo looks Gaijin up and down. How is he faring for hit points?
I'm
Did
only
no one
one
take
off the top.
damage?
I don't think
Yeah.
anybody actually
Nope.
got hurt, yeah.
Oh, well.
And you
never
can
mind.
call me Guy for sure. No one has to say my last name.
Oh, we're saying your last name.
Guy. You can call me
Gaijin,
Mr.
can-
Jin.
Can you
Or
go
Jin-san.
see the Gaijin? Can you go check that other door, please? There's
Okay.
Go on.
Okay. I. Is it a push or a pull?
Only one way to find out.
I kind of do both. Like, I gauge it. I figure it out.
Don't want to look embarrassed.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you try pulling on the door, it definitely doesn't appear to be giving any way. So
Push the door.
pushing on, it opens.
Ooh.
Wow.
And
I'm surprised.
as it like reaches past just about 3 inches open, there is a large click. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Wait, why are you celebrating this? I rolled 24.
Oh,
Because I didn't choose the bad door.
so 3 arrows come shooting through. 2 arrows come shooting through that door. Both of them, however, stick in the floor just between your feet.
I wish I caught them. You know what? I'm going to pick them up and pretend I caught them.
Okay, everyone watches as he leans over, plucks them out of the ground with some amount of minimal effort, and then holds them in front of his chest.
Dude, I feel so badass right now.
It's almost as if you were meant to have been a monk.
Nah, dude, I'm a samurai.
I thought you
Oh,
were a
sorry.
What's
ninja.
down that hallway?
I'm a samurai, dude.
And
Right.
ahead of him, you can actually see it opened up to like this small, like almost closeted area. There is 4 crossbows that are all angled towards the door. And on the like inside of it, there's really nothing in that area but like tapestry that kind of shows off the signal of the
So
king.
it's literally just a trap closet. There's probably nothing else in there.
Let's just go through the other door then.
Yeah. Let's I take 1 step into the hallway.
Okay,
Take a second step.
okay, this is real role play right now.
I take a step with my left foot.
Carlo pushes him.
holding my frame forward.
Carlo just pushes him forward.
Okay, I come in.
Actually, no, he doesn't push him.
him.
He gooses him.
How do you
Hey,
goose someone?
You
Grab
grab
their
their
butt.
butt.
God, okay, fine, whatever. You take a few steps
That
into the room,
awful
and as you
feeling.
enter using your lantern and torch, you can see that on the far end of the room appears to be just like this reflective mirror, as if it's almost one whole entire wall.
Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to examine the mirror lengthwise, see if there's any change in the mirror from the wall it's across.
I mean, like you're trying to see like if the what?
The
Oh,
reflection
there's any change in
is
the
different.
reflection? No, it's like
Yeah.
If you can imagine, like it is what you've just entered is like one room that has murals. The murals continue
Mhm.
on past where the mirror is, but the mirror is just like a huge block on the wall. Like it blocks off that hallway. So
Oh, it blocks it. It isn't a hard end here.
yeah, there's a hard end there. It's just a straight dead end on this mirror. And you can see like it would look like the murals would continue, seeing as it doesn't display all the gods that you were at war with.
I would like to look into the mirror to see if perhaps the painting continues correctly inside.
Give me a perception check.
Hell yeah, I'll do that. I rolled a 21 total. Damn, I'm rolling really good.
Looking like you're kind of straining your eyes, but trying to look through the mirror. You can see the mirror almost kind of has like it's very reflective, but it doesn't look like it's completely solid. You can see the mural continue on a bit further into it, as well as you could see a couple of things that appear to be dotted or stuck in space in the mirror on the other side, like further in.
I'm going to take a couple steps back from the mirror. Gaijin,
Yes?
you have quite a keen eye. Perhaps could you check this? Make sure there's no foul doings here.
Okay. I have a little look. I do my anime glare, a little anime glance, and roll in another 8. Wow.
Okay. You look to yourself to be incredibly handsome in this mirror.
Guys, I got news.
What?
I'm looking good.
Oh, God.
Can you see if you can push through the mirror? See if there's a hollow back to it.
Okay.
While he's fucking around, Carlo finally takes a look into the mirror or into the area to see if there's anything of interest.
You do notice that
And he rolls 22.
along the mural, what appears to be where all of the not humans, but like people that are attacking the gods or at war with the gods, there are a couple of torches that are unlit that are a part of the mural. Also, looking towards the mirror, you can notice that those specks that you can see that are a bit further in there appear to have humanoid shape.
So if I understood that correctly, because you kind of cut out there.
Go ahead, yeah.
I was going to say, so what I'm guessing is that we need to paint torches
Probably light torches.
or light them or paint little people
Hmm.
or try and figure out. Oh my God! For those of you that are listening, please let it be known that with my dying breath, I curse Gaijin.
Wow. What did I ever do to you?
You owe me 10 gold.
If you survive.
I take out my axe
We're dead, aren't we?
and I grab Gaijin by the collar and pull him back.
Ah.
You fool! It ain't no mirror, but a cube. This is where you put that sound effect in. Do-do-do. I attacked the cube.
Are you serious?
So, a cube's just appeared out the mirror?
No, that is the mirror.
Oh, the mirror's a
is the
big
mirror.
cube?
It's just solid, so it consumes the entirety of the hallway.
How did we not see it?
Yeah.
I could
I attacked the cube with my great
I
axe.
looked at it with my anime glance and everything.
roll your attack.
I roll a 24.
Okay. Your axe sinks in towards the cube.
Uh-huh.
Give me a strength check.
Give you
A strength save. Excuse me.
check? Ah,
And
15.
you can immediately feel the cube trying to pull the axe out of your hand into itself, and you kind of pull back.
I'm going to take
Friends,
I'll take a step back.
friends,
Yeah?
darlings, lovelies,
Aye.
beauties, my children. Spike, well, there was a door at the end of the hallway, right?
Well, yeah, you can see through the cube to see that there is another door on the other end of the hallway.
All right. Friends, I have an idea.
I'm listening.
What be it?
Now, if I'm thinking in the terms of mathematics and volume and metrics and all that stuff, if we want this thing to get out of the way, we needed to want to come and get something. So perhaps we put a slightly more tasty morsel in its way so that it can just scooch on over just a bit. Do you agree?
And if it can move,
I'm certain that it could because it just tried to suck in your thing, your axe,
suppose, but
that thing that you're supplementing your masculinity with. Now,
I just gained this axe.
Quiet you. Now, my suggestion is we take something that it may want to eat and put it within its reach, just enough to make it move out of the way. Is that something that might work, do you think? Because if not, then I'm just going to use the hat.
alive. And I say it is alive. We could burn it. Though I don't know if that affects it. But living things can die, right?
Everything dies, darling. Everything dies, except for me. Let me try and think if I've ever heard of this sort of creature and what it does.
So what you're saying is
Nope,
that's your
I have
natural
never heard of anything like this. In fact, I'm pretty certain that my idea is right.
Everybody listening, you just rolled a 1 on a survival check trying to see if you recognized it.
So, this is what I'm going to do. Give me your rope.
I hand him the 50-foot of rope.
All right, thank you. He disappears into the other room.
That he does.
And he comes back with holding onto the rope. And he hands it to John Strong.
Aye.
Yank that really, really, really hard, please.
Roll your strength, please.
That's two. Okay. I'm not gonna question it, I guess. Strength check. I rolled a 13.
Okay. What
I
comes?
tied it to the corpse of the king.
Okay. The corpse of the king comes shooting out of the other room, sizzling here and there as it skips across the white tiles and comes to a stop in front of the mirror. The
Ooh, I cooked
entirety
it.
of the cube begins to move in its
now tug it.
direction and opens up a passageway along its side.
Quickly!
Time to run. Run!
So as you all begin
Awesome.
running through that, y'all give me a perception check real quick.
Perception? Dude, I've been rolling nothing but 8's perception. Oh, 11.
My perceptions are so good! I rolled a 20.
I also rolled a 20. And a nat
What?
20 for my if I had an advantage.
You rolled 20. Okay, cool. So, Guy, you are very focused on getting to that door, so you just go running forward. But Carlo and John, both of you, as you look behind, just take a glance behind you, you can kind of see like this ghostly figure of the king walking away from his own body, and through the different forms that are within the cube that begins floating towards the ground, you can see the ghostly form of Prince Edwin walking towards the king before they seem to just evaporate.
I don't like the look of that.
They've been given peace. Now hurry up and run.
I'm running. There's nothing we can do about it now.
Making it to the other door, you do find it locked. The
Gaijin.
what?
Gaijin.
Gaijin.
I can
Gaijin.
Gaijin, open the door.
Do something.
Can I pick it?
Sure.
I got fast hands, which is bonus to sleight of hand with thief tools, disarmed, and open lock.
Roll your sleight of hand.
Roll a 10.
Okay. You kind of like see him like taking his time. He cracks his knuckles for a moment. He gets down there. He searches for his pockets real quick. He pulls out his spectacles and puts them on and then adjusts them so they're just perfectly on his nose before he goes to his thieves' tools.
The
one
longer
at a time.
he takes, the more my axe
One.
gets raised.
No. 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 And then he unlocks the door.
It's either I was going to open the door or kill Gaijin.
Wait.
Well, because then we can kick his body out to the side, and then Carlo can attempt to open it.
I shove them both in and bodily move us in.
Carlo squawks.
Squawks?
Yeah, squawks.
This room appears to be impossibly tall. The walls are either painted black or somehow coated black in a way that you can't tell. The only things that are clearly visible here is a large chest, large, ornate, gold and jewels across the sides of it. If anything, it's about 4 feet long and, far as you can tell, about 2.5 feet deep. And beyond it is a massive door, a golden door.
That's a trap.
The what?
I'm just saying, that's a trap out loud. As John.
Do you want me to check the door? I'll have a look.
Yeah.
I'm really good at looking.
Carlo is perceiving the chest.
Okay. The chest is huge.
This is your natural environment.
To lift the top of the chest appears to be that it would be incredibly heavy, large and heavy to be able to lift off of there. There is a large keyhole that's on the front of it, but from as far as you can tell, it doesn't appear to actually be locked. Looking at the door, I'll just let you know about
You haven't
this.
rolled
Yeah.
yet. Matt,
Yeah,
you're in roll perception.
I rolled a 5.
Looking at the door, it could be gold, and it has no handle on it to be open.
Oh.
They're like large double doors that seem to come together towards the center. And there is one keyhole you can see in the mouth of a golden dragon.
Keyhole.
Keyhole.
Guys, we need to-
Keyhole.
Wait, can I pick that lock?
Sure.
I'm going to go try pick that lock.
Okay.
Wish me luck, boys.
As you walk
Good
over to
luck.
it, you're looking at your thieves' tools, like used to pick normal locks, and you're looking at the inside of this lock. Like the keyhole itself looks to be almost large enough for your fist to fit through. Possibly Carlo's fist could be able to fit, but it doesn't look like your thieves' tools would be much use here.
Can I use like my dagger?
Sure.
Can I sleight of hand it?
Sure. With disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yes.
Okay, guys.
Not a thieves'
I've been
tool.
rolling nothing but straight below 10s.
Don't forget that you have bardic inspiration, you piece of shit. That is Carlos.
That
Whispering
only
that,
lasts-
by the way. It lasts 10 minutes.
How long? Oh shit! Yeah,
What does that mean?
you can add a
8.
D4.
You can add a.
Things D.
Depends what level.
or
You can
D8.
add a D8,
A D8? Oh, hell yeah, dude. Right.
and you can decide to add it after. Wow.
So
I rolled
you,
a 1.
as
And you
you're
can have
messing
disadvantage.
with it, the dagger snaps off from as much of the damage that had already been done to it when it was stuck into the ground.
Man, I like that dagger.
Carlo just makes a whiny noise and goes over. Move!
I'm going to just start filling the black walls to see if there truly is nothing to them.
Nothing that you can be able to feel. You're not able to pick the lock, however, you do get the piece of the dagger out.
That was. Okay, let us try this again since your dagger was in the way. Now, tell me my ass looks good while I do this. I'm waiting.
This looks good while I do this.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, you're not able to pick the lock. Even like feeling around inside from any kind of for any times you've tried anything like this before, you're not even too sure what the mechanisms are that you're feeling.
Yeah, this is unpickable. If I can't pick it,
Feels
no
like
one can.
Mrs. Doretrieve on Sunday afternoon after too much wine. Okay, let's check out the chest. And then he turns and stares at John Strong for a bit. Then goes over to the treasure
What?
chest.
Oh, don't! I put my arms across my chest, like don't objectify me.
And I'm assuming that fails too.
What are you trying to do?
He was trying to pick the lock on the chest, even though he's not sure that it's locked. He just tries to pick the lock on it.
So you put your finger into the lock, and you're not actually even feeling a lock. It almost feels like this is hollowed. Like it's not. This is almost like for show.
Takes his hand out of the lock, goes over to John Strong, holds out his hand,
Hey,
snaps his fingers towards the torch.
I give him the torch.
He goes over. He hands the torch to Gaijin.
Hello.
Please stick that into the hole over there. And I'm certain that no one has ever said that to you before. I'm glad that I'm
With
giving you
pleasure.
a first.
He says as he licks his lips.
Oh,
I go
that's just
over
scary.
to the chest and insert the torch into the torch hole, the chest hole.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Carlo is
Just
trying
the
to see
torch
if
and
it's a
trying to
damn
insert-
mimic or not.
No, it's not. Nothing happens.
I
wanna come over to the
enthusiastically put
chest.
it in the hole.
Stop, please.
I'm gonna come to the side of the chest and be like, "What is happening?"
I was trying to test if it was a monstrosity that might happen to take the form of something else, or if it happens to be a trapped at all. But the looks of it, not really. Gaijin, go ahead and open it. You've earned it.
Okay. Is it
Give us
unlocked or do
Strength
I need
check,
to
please.
pick it?
Or just athletics.
I'm gonna take a step back so I don't get hit by whatever's coming out of
Carlo
this.
hides behind John Strong.
Do I need to pick the lock?
No,
No,
Oh.
Carlo tried picking it. Obviously, it's not
I'll
locked.
just open it. Yeah.
you have to roll strength. check.
Athletics.
Strength?
Strength.
Strength.
That's athletics, right?
Yes.
Don't forget you have bardic inspiration.
I rolled 17.
All right. Everyone watches as his muscles ripple and his the veins as his neck bulges as he lifts up this massive this massive lid and flings it open. Inside, a crossbow with an arrow on it aims straight up. This arrow kind of lets off almost a frosty wisp and fires straight up to the top of towards the ceiling.
I'm gonna equip my shield and put it above.
Carlo's eyes just trace it up as it goes up.
It sticks into something up there, and then one yellow eye opens.
Fudge! I say it loud.
I just kind of hunch underneath the shield.
Fiddlesticks.
Let's say what?
I just want to hunch underneath Jen's shield or John's shield.
It's a small shield, man.
I huddle real close, dog. You feel the grease of my face rubbing against you.
Oh, fuck me. No, really, just do it now so that I can say I had one last go before we get die.
Floating down from the top, you see this orb that has these massive tentacles that seem to move around it on different stalks. At the end of each one, a bulging eye opens, and in the center of its mass, an even larger eye comes blinking back and forth. As it moves its way down from the ceiling, it seems to float in like this magical ability. The arrow itself, sticking out of the side of it, is still embedded until one of those stalks seems to stare at it hard, and it turns into this dust that moves off to its side.
Can I say I was camouflaged by using my shield in this dark room?
No, roll for initiative.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Carlo immediately shouts, I challenge you to a staring contest.
I rolled a 15.
Hang on, do you actually do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll your persuasion for me.
You rolled a 16.
It moves over in your direction. Your psychic voice in your mind, and it says, you challenge me? And on that me, all of the eye stalks turn in your direction, and all the eyes stare hard, but you don't feel any kind of psychic or magical attack coming from them.
I do. I challenge you to an eye for an eye contest. What do your eyes do? And then I'll pick which eye I will stare at.
Oh, that's how you want to do it.
Because they are very pretty eyes.
There are 6. There are 6 eyes, not including the one in the middle. And in your mind, you kind of hear pick your eye and see.
Do all the eyes look exactly the same?
Yes, they do. All of them. Well, I mean, like, they all have various shades of very, like, pretty, like, sky blue, except for the central eye that's purple.
But how can I make an educated decision if I don't have some idea of what they do?
You educated.
What's that?
You educated?
Got him.
Fine. I pick that one. And he picks one at random.
Okay, cool. I am also going to pick one at random.
Ooh. Oh, no.
Ooh, okay.
Good. The annihilation ray.
Perfect.
Constitution saving throw. Let's see who blinks first.
You guys seriously doing a staring contest?
Can I do something while they're doing this?
How long did that little tit for tat go?
What?
How long did that little quick conversation go just now?
Maybe a minute, maybe 2.
Thank you. Perfect. That's all I needed. I use words of terror.
Okay,
as the conversation ends, the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw against my spell DC or be frightened of me.
You spell save DC
is 14.
Oh!
He rolled a 12.
Okay. So as the eye is all kind of focusing in a direction for the staring contest, they immediately kind of see them squint. At least give me a Constitution saving throw. Let me see how you're going to do on the blink. If you blink or not. You gotta... Oh
my God. I rolled a 16 against its 15.
It pulls back. It pulls back further.
Now, I
blinks.
don't want to hurt you because you're so pretty, but we just want to get through. And you probably want to go back up there and deal with things. And there is plenty of food over in the other room where the gelatinous monstrosity is that's eating the jerky. And you can fight it for the jerky. Now, if you could just let us through that door over there, and he points at the gold door, I will leave you alone, and you can be pretty and wonderful all on your lonesome over here. What do you say to that?
He kind of like floats back and forth between the two of them. Give me a persuasion check, please. He floats back and forth, kind of like back towards the center of the room, unsure about where he should be going.
He did win the
What he
strength
should be
contest
doing.
after all.
You deserve the wish. You. And with that, he kind of makes his way into the central chest, and it links closed.
He enters the
He entered
chest?
the chest, and the chest snapped closed.
Huh. Is the door open?
No.
All right, I'm going to head over to the chest. I'm going to check underneath it.
You're trying to lift it. You're going to lift the chest and look underneath it?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Or at least slide it over.
Yeah. So you just just
something.
give me athletics. Make sure you. This is a heavy ass thing. You know, this is big. This is gold.
Roll a total of 14.
You kind of get it like an inch or so off the ground, but it doesn't look like there's anything underneath it.
So, curious.
Open the chest.
Is that wise?
Yes.
I'm going to give a quick look upwards to see if there's anything else up
It's
there.
just completely like the walls are all painted black, colored black, and it just leads up to what looked to be black before. It's still black.
Carlo looks up
There's
too.
no space
'cause
left over.
Dark vision.
Yeah, you don't. It's just black on black.
It's just black on. It's just black on black, which is in this season anyway. So just open the box.
Gaijin, you were the one that opened it before.
Okay.
Oh, for the love of Carlo opens the box.
Okay, give me a strength check, Carlo. Athletics.
I ain't enough.
He pulls
All right.
a hamstring.
So I was gonna say, you know that thing whenever you're like you feel like you shouldn't have picked up something that you just tried to pick up that was super heavy. You feel like
My sciatica.
Ooh. You like need to sit down for a second to make sure it gets back.
He goes over and just stretches for a while.
As I was saying, Gaijin.
Yeah, I'll just give it the old lifty tooty with my 19 roll.
Yeah.
Okay, you easily toss the lid of the chest off once again. When you peer inside, there is a single golden key about the size of your forearm.
All right. I'll just use it to unlock the door then while he's stretching.
Okay.
You grab the key?
Yeah.
Take the key, walk over to the open lock, and it fits in perfectly. All of the doors seem to glow with that same light that you had felt earlier when the king had made your gifts appear, had made the monster appear, and the doors disintegrate into this glowing golden dust. And beyond it are piles of gold. This next room is filled with gold upon gold, treasures more than you guys have ever seen. And in the center of it is a single wishing well.
I just turn back to everyone and go, "Yo, boys, I did it."
Yes, you're very,
made it.
you're very amazing. Now let's go and make our wish. Carlo flips his two-sided coin to himself.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, two-sided. I was going to say, if they're both heads, it's like, trick me.
They are both heads.
Really? Are they? You tricked me. We all into the room.
Okay, you all go into the room. As you look into the wishing well, you hear a voice. All of you hear the exact same voice telling you to please think there is only power for one wish.
I know exactly what to wish for.
So do I.
I'm going to stop Gaijin, and I'm going to stop Carlo. What is it you guys came here for?
Carlo looks over and just smiles really wide. Gaijin first.
Only one wish.
I want to wish that I can date my 2D waifu.
John Strong, what is your wish?
What?
What is your wish?
2D waifu, dude. There's two against
no one's
one.
talking to you. No one's
I
talking
need
to you.
to be able to date my they have my 2D waifu needs rights, okay?
I came here specifically for the challenge. I came here to promote my village. I came here to show honor to my family. Show them that we can do it. And we did. Look at us. I turn around away from the wishing well and look up and gesture as if I'm talking to a crowd. You've done it.
You can't see or hear anyone, obviously, but you can feel it, that your message is going through.
Yes,
done it,
we
boys.
did. And that flows into what I want to wish for. Based off what you said, that sounds like you don't have a wish that you want to make. And Gaijin's wish is stupid.
Hey, let's not, we're not ruling Marwin out just
He
yet.
creates, Carlo uses silent image to create his 2D waifu.
No, I want the real thing.
She is a real thing, right there,
Looks
standing right there. Look at her. She's giving you kissy faces, and she's doing this whole weird face where her eyes are rolling back, and she's got this weird drool thing going on as her mouth is
The eye
agape.
guy.
Ugh.
Jesus
Now,
Christ.
What I want to wish for, darlings, sweeties, honey bunches, I want to wish for the gauntlet to be no more.
Aye.
But then how are we going to get more wishes?
We've done the challenge. We won. We are the champions, the ones who did all of this. And we wish it away, and no one can take that title from us ever.
Insight check.
Oh.
Is he lying?
What do you mean?
Is he lying? Is that really what your wish is,
That
Barnabas?
really is what he wants to wish for.
Wow. I totally thought he was going to double cross me.
To be fair, I assumed that Barnabas was going to take the evil route, but go ahead.
I thought he was going to agree with the 2D waifu thing. I don't know where I'm a bit off, guys.
God.
It's
Why is every campaign you play you?
Have you even looked at what Carlo's alignment is?
Well, how would I know that?
No, I
I'm
mean
gonna
Spike.
assume- no, I haven't. I was not going to.
Look, we
I
just
did
assume
now.
every character you play
Yeah.
is evil.
Oh, that's basically evil.
Yeah.
I
For
read
the
it.
record, everybody from the beginning of this campaign, I have not changed his alignment since I made the character last night. His alignment is fabulous. And this sort of thing really actually is up his alley, to get rid of the gauntlet and be the only person part of the only people that ever won and can never be removed from that standing point is would be major to him. And also he also picked up on the fact that there's something nefarious going on and he doesn't like it.
okay.
Yeah, same.
Bunny. Here's what I'm thinking, right? Persuasion check off. Who can persuade their wish the hardest?
John Strong, can you drown him in the water?
No, dude. I want to. Right, we got to Basically, we're looking for the third vote. Right, we've both got to persuade John with a persuasion check.
So you guys are going to talk this out.
He cast Tasha's hideous laughter on Gaijin.
Can you
What
do
does that
wisdom
do?
save?
Oh,
Wait, wisdom save?
yes.
You have to wisdom
Yeah.
save.
And he revokes his bardic inspiration.
Oh, okay. So we're uneven. I don't need your dumb advantage or whatever
Judge,
it was.
you fall over in a fit of How long does this last?
Minute?
Tasha's. That'd be
Tasha's
10
saving
rounds. I'm not
lasts.
sure if that's actually 10 minutes would be, or a minute would be
It
kind of long.
lasts for 1 minute.
Oh, wow, it does. So you fall over
Yeah,
into a
told you.
pit of laughter, Guy. You're unable to speak, and honestly, it's become almost painful to breathe.
I'm going to make the wish. Get rid of this gauntlet and escort us out safely.
Is that truly what you wish for?
There needs to be new challenges in the world.
With a bright flash of light, you all find yourselves in the arena once again. The stairway that had opened underneath that had opened towards the gauntlet disappears in that same glowing dust, and the king himself, as you stare up towards him, he looks on with wide eyes. He stands and raises his hands, and he too fades away into a glowing dust. Everyone in the arena around you is silent. No one cheers, but also no one mourns and no one cries. You've all brought about a new era in your world, for better or for worse, without the magic from the world scar, but without the tyranny from the king.
I hold up one fist.
The cheer erupts wonderfully from the crowd.
I'm wheezing
Done it,
on the
boys.
floor in laughter.
The cheer erupts from your the people
I
from your region.
uncontrollably piss myself. As I'm
Carlo.
going like,
Carlo, from your
takes-
perspective,
Go ahead.
from your perspective, you could see everyone around you in 360 degrees chanting and cheering for their champions.
Carlo takes off his hat. He does a very, very flourished bow. And as he does so, he whispers one wish into the hat that no one else can hear.
Oh no.
You can mention it? Are you just gonna?
That's the cliffhanger.
Thanks for listening to the Dungeon Runners podcast,
No.
everybody.
And then afterwards, after he whispers that last wish or that first wish, he whispers one more out loud.
Are you sending this somewhere? What are you doing?
And he wishes for Gaijin to have his 2D waifu.
Oh.
Okay, sweet. From it, you get a Nintendo DS with that dating game in it.
What a happy ending.
Thanks for listening to the Dungeon Runners podcast, everybody. This has been Dungeons and Dragons playing through the Gauntlet, the one-shot campaign. Barnabas Deimos was playing as Carlo.
Yeah.
Matt playing as Guy. And Jen playing as John Strong. And then MrCreepyPasta as the DM for tonight. Jen, tell us more about the Dungeon Runners podcast.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the Dungeon Runners podcast. You can check us out every Monday if we upload on time. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and YouTube. Be sure to email us at dungeonrunners, with an S, podcast@gmail.com. That's dungeonrunnerspodcast@gmail.com. Tell us if you want to see more of this type of content, because we are quite willing to provide.
Yeah.
That was the Gauntlet.
Goblet.
Goblet.
The Gobless.
The guy.
I'm going to miss Gaijin.
That was the goblin.
I promise next time I'll make it more exciting.
Honestly, you kept us on track pretty well. I liked that. So.
Yeah, you were like
That's
you
the only
were the
reason.
straight man in this thing. Carlo was not the straight man.
Usually I play a skeleton.
Good night, everybody.
Well, hey, you know what? Next episode, we discussed what happened. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.